Hey guys, so I'm here to film a get ready with me video, and while I am putting on my makeup for today, I am going to be talking about my relationship with my husband, just quickly how we met, and how we maintain a relationship, a healthy relationship, and our plans for the future. I hope you guys enjoy this video. It was requested, and if you guys would like to see more get ready with me's in the future where I answer questions or anything like that, please let me know. But I'm just gonna go ahead and get right into the video. Alright guys, so I have been trying to talk and do makeup at the same time, and it's not been going very well, so we're gonna kind of redo this because my story, me trying to tell the story of me and my husband, has been all over the place. But I'll tell you what I already did. So I just got a new Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream in the mail, so I put this on as my primer. Then I did the Hollywood Flawless Filter from Charlotte Tilbury. This is like a complexion booster. You can mix it with your makeup, put it under your makeup. It just gives a nice glow to your skin. I use the color 6, that has a slight tint to it. I put that under my makeup. And then today I decided to use the Light Wonder foundation from Charlotte Tilbury because it's super light, water-based. I don't really need a heavy makeup. Then I used a little bit of the Tarte Shape Tape, and the color Tan Sand as my concealer. And I just did a little bit of the Charlotte Tilbury brow lift in Naomi, the color Naomi, which is the darkest one you can buy. I'm going to take a little bit of the Tape Shape and go under my eyebrows. But I'm going to try to restart the story because, yeah, I haven't been doing a very good job of trying to, like, put on makeup and tell a cohesive story. So, I was saying before I had to restart that me and my husband were actually put together. So we were kind of like put together by my cousin. Till this day, whenever we celebrate an anniversary or anything, a milestone, and I'll like post it on social media, she'll say you're welcome because she really did put us together. So my husband was working with my cousin, who is really like one of my best friends and really more of a sister than anything because we grew up together. She knows me very, very well. She knows how difficult I can be. So she, 4 years ago, she came home and she was like, yeah, Manny, which is my husband's name. His name is Emmanuel, but no one calls him that. It's Manny. And so he was saying, well, you know, there's this guy and he saw your picture and he thinks you're, you know, pretty, and I told him more about you and like you guys have so much in common, and I think you should give him a chance and like go on a date or something. So then I was just like completely against it because I was not thinking about dating at the time. I was really working a lot, and I still work a lot. I just am a workaholic. That's like who I am. But especially at that time, I wasn't thinking about dating. I really thought I was gonna be like that aunt, like that has no kids and just probably like cats or something. And this all my life, I never really saw myself, I don't know, in a relationship or anything. But so she, what basically, I told her absolutely not. I'm not really interested. I'm gonna put a little bit more concealer on. I'm not really interested at all. And you know, thank you, but no. But what she was doing, and you know, I guess I can thank her today, but she was like relaying messages back and forth. She would go to work and then like, you know, he said this today or whatever, and I was like, okay. So, and but she was actually going back and telling him that I was interested or like, you know, saying what I said and I hadn't said it. So that was really funny. And then I actually threw a party for her, and her birthday is in March, but I think I was throwing the party like late February, early March, and she had invited him and his twin brother. Fun fact, he's an identical twin, and I'm a twin, but I have a twin brother. I'm a fraternal twin, so we're both twins. So maybe we'll have twins when we decide to have children. But yeah, she invited him. He came to the party, and I kind of developed a tiny little bit of a crush because I got to see him in person, really, and talk to him and you know, see how he was as a person. He was very, very funny, very kind. So I was like, okay, you know, whatever, but not really thinking that, you know, I would start dating him or anything. It was just like, oh, you know, kind of just getting to know him. Then what else am I gonna do? Let's see. I'm gonna take a little bit of the Contour Wand by Charlotte Tilbury. This is a liquid contour. And I'm going to use this to contour. Then I'm going to put a powder on top of it. So, yeah. Excuse me, I got to know him at the party. And this was a crazy party that I threw for my cousin. It was like insane. Like, people talk about it to this day. I really like to throw like events and put things together, but yeah, it was an amazing party, and we got to know each other a little bit. Oh, somebody has a machine on outside. So after this, he requested me as a friend on Facebook, and we would just like talk on Facebook, but we would talk about like our common interests, and we're both super nerds, so we would really bond over talking about like anime and manga and stuff like that. At the time, we were watching the same show, so we would talk about that, but nothing like too personal or anything. It was more talking like friends, if anything. Now, another thing I'm going to tell you guys, and you're going to be super, super shocked when I tell you, is that I am so sorry. I cannot control that noise outside, but alright, we'll see. Are you guys sitting down? Because I gotta tell you something. The main reason that I was not interested in dating him or like entertaining him as someone I would date is because my husband is 7 years younger than me. Yeah. My cousin is younger than me, but my husband is 7 years younger than me. And that was the main reason I was like, oh my God, absolutely not. That is not going to happen ever. My eyeshadow palette here. I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk palette, which is just stunning. And I'm going to use like these brown colors here. So yeah, my husband is quite a bit younger than me. And that was the main reason I didn't really want to talk to him. But, you know, hey. And I feel like I'm an old soul anyway, so it made it even more, like, weird to me, because I'm like, I feel like I'm like 85, or at least I act like I'm 85, and like, to date someone so young. I was 27 at the time when we met and started dating, and if you do the math, he wasn't even legal. He's 20. Yeah. I know you guys are probably like, what? But, yeah, that was like the main sort of issue at first. But anyway, after the party, we were just talking on Facebook Messenger, and because he hadn't gotten the courage to actually ask me for my phone number. And so that's how we were kind of communicating. And then I remember it was April 1st, my cousin, the same cousin, Natalie, her name is Natalie, she had found out she was pregnant. So we were out to dinner because we were going to tell some of our close friends. And so while we were at dinner on April 1st, April Fool's Day, he was messaging me. And I guess he finally got up the courage to kind of like explain that he wanted to like officially, you know, ask me out on a date. So yeah, that happened, and we made a joke about it being like, you know, April 1st, and like it was such a weird time to ask me, but he literally picked me up from work. It was like the following week, he picked me up from work. We went to this crappy Italian restaurant that he picked out, and we still joke about it to this day that our first date was at a restaurant. The food was terrible, but the conversation was amazing. We were there for like over 2 hours just talking, and we like kept ordering things because the waiter kept coming and be like, oh, are you good? And we're like, yeah. Food was terrible, but it was just amazing. And you know, I wanted to test him because I was 27, right? So I ordered a drink because he can drink, obviously. He didn't have a problem with it. He was super like confident. It was just great. So I think I'm gonna use my Chanel La Volume mascara, but it's getting a little dry. Let's see. Oh my god, that noise outside at construction is somebody's doing some like, excuse me, some work, and it's super annoying. I'm sorry. So I'm just gonna put some mascara on. But yeah, so we went on a date. It was amazing, and just kind of like talking to him really put me at ease. Like the age difference kind of melted away. We did have some like funny situations happen when we first started dating because I was older and he was younger. Like this one time, we were at this Korean restaurant in Koreatown, and I was trying to order some soju to the table, and it was just an alcoholic drink, and they wouldn't bring it to the table because he was underage. So it was kind of like embarrassing for him, but like he just played it off, so it was really funny. But yeah, we started dating, and one date led to another, and we just kind of like fit. You know, if you guys are in relationships, long-term relationships, like the relationships that I think last and that are the best, they just fit. They make sense. It's easy. Nothing should ever be complicated, you know? You shouldn't have to work so hard for your relationship. I'm going to put a little bit of eyebrow gel on by Anastasia. So, yeah, that's kind of how we met and how we started dating. And I also got questions like, well, how did you know he was the one? Let me see the exact questions. I'm sorry. Okay. So basically it was like how you met. So I told you that, how long you've been dating. We've been together 4 years. So we dated for a year. And then I got a promise ring. And then 6 months into having the promise ring, we got engaged. So, and then I got married October 7th of 2018. So we've been married for a year and a half now. So that's kind of our timing. How you knew he was the one, and how to maintain a relationship and healthy and future plans. So how I knew he was the one. Probably a few months in, I already knew, like, I loved him. I'm gonna put a little bit of this Black Radiance powder on in Ebony as my contour powder. But yeah, like 3 months in, and how I knew he was the one, I think it's like the more important story here is that He is probably the most selfless and kind person ever. I mean, I don't know if you guys, sorry, I don't know if you guys believe in or follow astrology or anything like that. But he is a Cancer. He is super kind. His relationship with his mother told me a lot about him. He is the most selfless person and the most not selfish person I've ever met in my whole life. He is amazing. It's like we're yin and yang. He, at a very young age, had to take on a lot of responsibility, and I think that's what lends so much maturity to him, and why I recognize the maturity in him, and why I thought, okay, I can date someone 7 years younger than me, because he really did have to grow up fairly quickly at a young age. So yeah, I knew he was one because of how mature he was, how kind, first and foremost, he was, and how just he knew what he wanted in life. He had a plan for his life at such a young age, and I really admired that about him. So that's how I knew he was one, and also how he treated me. First and foremost, he's the most amazing person literally ever. I'm quite lucky to have even met him, let alone be in a relationship with him. He treats me like a queen, a princess, and does it just because he gets gratification from seeing me happy and from doing for me and providing for me and for our future family. He is very much a person who is forward thinking. So yeah, he's not a spontaneous person, and I can be, sometimes being a Sagittarius, I can be quite spontaneous sometimes, and he just has very, very good head on his shoulders. So that's how I knew he was the one. That, you know, if we have a future together, he will be able to provide for, you know, our family. So, machine is back on outside. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm just going to put a little bit of the Hollywood Flawless Filter by Charlotte Tilbury, but I'm using a lighter color as my highlight. So pretty. Yeah, okay. And then how to maintain a relationship over a long time. I had to learn so much about being in a relationship because it was always just, you know, me. When you're in a relationship, like, you're making a decision not just for yourself, you're making a decision that is going to affect two people, right? So every time you make a decision, you really have to take a lot more into consideration, I feel. How is it going to affect the other person? Is this good for both of you in the long run? Just lots and lots of, you know, compromise. People don't like to say the word compromise because they think it's a negative word, but okay, so like I was saying, there is a lot of compromise that happens in relationships, and a lot of compromise that you don't actually talk about. There's a lot, you know, I think in long-term relationships, there's a lot of things that you literally just have to let go, and it can't really become a conversation or even an argument or a disagreement because, you know, when you're in a relationship for a long time, like, the less arguments, the better. So when you can learn to just let the small stuff kind of go, you know, that's even better. And also, if you guys are on the same page about what you want in your life, then you know, it should work out. And if you love the other person, of course there are going to be times you disagree, but for the most part, we don't argue at all. We might bicker sometimes, and that's because I find that I'm a very difficult person, but my husband is very chill, very, very calm and cool and collected, and an important thing is he knows the importance of saying sorry. So he doesn't have any issues with, like, if something happens or if I don't like something, with just apologizing. And I find that a lot of people cannot apologize, like, you know, and I'm one of those people. Like, I don't just hand out apologies, especially if I don't think I'm wrong. But being in a relationship, I've learned to think about someone else's feelings. So I think that's the main thing, really being aligned on what you want for your future, and really keeping those goals in mind, because then all the little stuff kind of just melts away and it's just not as important. Yeah, so we really are a team, and I don't let, I keep our relationship quite private. If you guys follow me on social media, you'll see my husband sometimes, but I don't post our business. I think the downfall of a lot of relationships is that people overshare. So my relationship is quite private to, you know, family and friends. Like, they don't know what's going on in my relationship, which is important. I think that we just, you know, keep our relationship private, you know. Yeah, so that's kind of like my advice. I'm sure there's probably a lot more that goes into, you know, long-term relationships. But yeah, you know, keeping it fun, you know, going on vacation is important. Even if you can't go out the country, just like taking time for one another, especially if you are working really hard, both of the people in the relationship are working really hard to build something, you still have to keep the foundation strong. So we try to go away. We'll go on little, even if it's just like a day or two, we'll like book a hotel in our favorite spot in Brooklyn or in Manhattan. We'll book just a little hotel just to get away for a couple of days, you know, because it feels like a little staycation, and we'll, you know, go do some fun things around the city. We'll, you know, book vacations and go out of the country. So important to spend time with one another. We do little date nights. Yeah, and then the main thing I think is communication. And when something happens, it's important we don't let anything in our relationship just fester. You know, we talk about everything. You know, everything. We talk about it. I think pillow talk is so important at nighttime, really just kind of, you know, talking about your day, talking about what might be affecting your partner, talking about something that maybe has affected you. Really important. I'm just going to curl these lashes together. And yeah, so other thing was, other question was, I think, future plans. So future plans are definitely to have children. He is very big on family and wants to have more than one child, but as I told you, I'm older than him, so we are looking to, and I'm turning 32 in December, so we're looking to start next year, to start trying next year or the year after, because that window is quite tight for me, being older. But we talk about these things, so that's in the future. We are working towards just, like, you know, building. He is in his career, working really hard. I'm working, so we're just saving and building, and hope to buy a house in the future. So yeah, lots of little future plans. And yeah, so that's kind of like the basis of our relationship. I'm like the type A, he's type B, which is really good. He kind of lets me just do my thing. So it's really, really nice. I'm just using a little bit of Foxy Brown from Charlotte Tilbury. It is the, I need to sharpen it. It is the perfect, literally perfect brown lip liner. My window is facing my neighbor's backyard, so you'll hear one of my neighbor's children playing right now. Oh, the sun shifted. Today I'm going to use the lipstick Stone Rose. It's like the perfect like orangey nude. We use a little bit of Skindinavia setting spray. This is the makeup finishing spray, the bridal one. It's really good. Put this makeup away and do something with this hair. Alrighty guys, so I am done with my makeup. Just super plain and basic. I'm gonna go ahead and try to do something with this hair. It's shedding like a dog. I need to do a treatment. I'll probably do like a black tea rinse or something for the shedding because I need to get this under control. Probably need to wash it in a few days as well. But right now we're just gonna try to make it look presentable. This happens to me often where I have to get my hair looking like something. So we're just gonna go ahead and curl it because that's the best way to refresh old hair, in my opinion. Especially since I don't use a oh my god. So I don't use a lot of products in my hair, so I don't get a lot of like my hair doesn't get greasy, just like really in my roots it gets greasy. So that lends itself to curling a little bit better because the length of my hair is not greasy, so it's not gonna, look crazy when I curl it. Alright, so I'm just gonna use a little bit of the Chi Iron Guard 44 style and spray. So this is a protecting spray, but it has a nice hold to it as well. Just gonna section off pieces of hair. Use a little bit of a clip. And I have a little glove here for when I curl my hair with a clipless wand. I'm using the NuMe wand. I don't even know what the inches are. Is that a 1-inch barrel? Maybe. And I'm gonna go ahead and just put some curls in it, guys. Alright guys, I literally forgot to set my makeup like with powder, and I never do that. I am not a good YouTuber. I'm gonna put a little bit more concealer because it needs to be a little brighter. And I'm actually gonna also add a little bit of eyeliner. And I can't really decide if I want it in my waterline or on top. We'll see. But okay. Favorite setting powder of all time, Laura Mercier translucent setting powder, of course. And I'm gonna set that. Oh, I wanted to actually answer a question that I get a little bit for myself and my husband. And I've addressed for myself. I've addressed this question. Put powder between my eyebrows because I'm an oily girl, and I like to put setting powder on my chin and around my mouth, because that's where, you know, we move a lot, we talk a lot. Yeah, so the question I get is the ethnicity of myself and my husband, and I've addressed it for myself, I think, a couple times on my channel. If you don't know, I'm 100% African American, and my family is from, both sides of my family. Both sides of my family are from South Carolina, but my immediate family lives in New York City. Yeah, eyeliner. I'm gonna use brown. Do I want to put it? I'm gonna go on top. Yeah, I'm gonna put it in my waterline. Yeah, so that answers that. I know that a lot of people think that I am Hispanic, Latina, but I am not, and if I were, I would be proud, but I am a very, very proud African American woman. But for my husband, I wanted to answer that as well. My husband is Cuban. He's Cuban and Dominican, so he is Hispanic. So yeah, that answers that. Can't believe I didn't put any setting powder on. I never do that. Okay, so I answered that. So my hair is done. Put a sweater on. I'm just gonna kind of brush my hair out a little. I'm gonna give a little bit of volume. I don't like when my hair looks flat. Maybe I brushed that out a little bit too much, but yeah, this needs to be like super frizzy here, but yeah. So that was my get ready with me, and sort of like answering the questions and telling you guys about how me and my husband met. It wasn't too crazy. I think the biggest things is that, you know, he's younger than me, which a lot of people don't expect from me, which is really funny, but he's younger than me, and yeah, just the way we were like put together was really funny. How we were literally like put together by my cousin, and I don't think I would be in a relationship if someone wouldn't like force me into it. That's just the person I am. But I'm very, very happy and so glad it happened, and definitely think that we are soulmates. And yeah, hope that answered your questions, and hope you enjoyed this little get ready with me. And I will be filming more videos very, very soon, so please let me know what videos you'd like to see. Please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.